Yo, it's your boy, Swingbath and Madden video. This is the first video we are doing of Madden 26, and as you can see in the top right-hand corner, Micah Parsons has been traded. Now, not in real life yet, of course, because Jerry Jones is an idiot. If I was a Cowboys fan, I would hate Jerry Jones. But in this Madden franchise, we're going to be rebuilding the Dallas Cowboys after trading Micah Parsons. And here's the trade. We're going to be trading Micah Parsons for Bijan Robinson, Jalen Walker, the first-round pick, left edge rusher that they just drafted this year, and a third-round pick. Now, I think this is actually a pretty good trade for both parties. The Falcons are getting a star edge rusher, and we are going to be getting their future at running back and one of the best young running backs in the game, Jalen Walker, the first-round pick, obviously, and a third-round pick. Now we're going to do another trade to help out this rebuild and get it started. We're going to be trading our Sam linebacker and 2 seconds for Devin Lloyd. We're going to move Devin Lloyd over to the Sam position. I like Devin Lloyd. He's fairly young as well, and he's at 85 overall. Just need a little bit help at defense since we did lose Micah Parsons. We're going to try to equal it out a little bit. And we're going to try to upgrade our cornerback position by signing Mike Hilton at 80 overall. Quarterback, he'll be a nice 3 option at our cornerback depth chart. And now let's go into the people that will be losing this offseason. So we're going to be losing Javonte Williams, Jalen Tolbert, Clear Elam, the guy from the Buffalo Bills. That really hasn't been too impressive. We're going to be losing Kenneth Murray and Peyton Turner. This is who we're going to be signing in the offseason. Rashad White, an 81 overall backup, which is not too bad. Caleb McGarry, an 81 overall right tackle. Do need a little bit of help at the line. Not a lot, but just a little bit. Alec Pierce, just to get a solid 3 options, especially since we lost Jalen Tolbert. We're still going to be having CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, though, so it shouldn't be too bad. And then we got Nakobe Dean, the former Eagle, at being the middle linebacker position because we lost Kenneth Murray. This is what we got in the draft. Now, this is supposed to be people in college right now, and we're going to do that for 1 year. But anyway, we got Max Clare. Looks like a tight end out of Ohio State, and he's going to be a 74 overall, so that's pretty good. And then we got Ben Carson, a 63 overall right edge rusher. He's only 63 in the second round, so that's not really that great. We got another receiver, 69 overall, Rashad Goodwin, it looks like from Iowa State. And then we also got a cornerback who's a 69 overall, Bradley Weston. And then we got a 67 overall left tackle and then a 64 overall Mike position. So could have been a little bit better of a draft, but let's go ahead and sim. And in the first year, we finished 12-5. We're making the playoffs. We have an 88 overall team, 92 offense, and an 84 defense. So our defense is a little bit of a weak spot on our team. We're going to be facing the Green Bay Packers in the first round of playoffs, though. But before we go ahead and start simming the playoffs, let's go ahead and check how we did in the regular season. So Dak Prescott's going to have 3,982 yards, 40 passing touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Pretty solid year for Dak Prescott, 69 completion percentage. He was sacked 47 times, so we could have used a little bit better of an O-line there, I guess, but not a lot I could do. I mean, our O-line is rated pretty high, so pretty solid year for Dak Prescott, right? Almost got 4,000 yards passing. Very, very close. Let's go and take a look at the rushing. So we're going to have Bijan Robinson with 206 attempts, 1,125 rushing yards, 11 rushing touchdowns. To be fair, probably could have had a little bit more rushing yards, but I'm not going to complain. Not a bad year at all. Average 5.5 yards per carry, which is insane, so maybe he just needed more attempts in the game planning or scheming. Dak Prescott's going to have 491 rushing yards with 3 rushing touchdowns, 1 fumble, and Rashad White is going to do pretty solid as well. Receiving, it's going to be CeeDee Lamb with 73 receptions, 977 yards, 8 receiving touchdowns. Alec Pierce is going to have 50 receptions with 877 yards and 12 receiving touchdowns. Pretty solid year for Alec Pierce, probably a career year. Max Clare, the Ohio State tight end, is going to have 73 receptions, tying the team lead. And then he's going to have 825 yards and 8 touchdowns. George Pickens is going to have 67 receptions with 768 yards and 9 touchdowns. Bijan Robinson definitely could have got worked into the receiving game a lot more as he had 17 receptions for 209 yards. Leading in tackles is going to be Nakobe Dean, then Devin Lloyd, then Trayvon Diggs, Marquise Bell. Tackles for loss is going to be Jalen Walker, so it's nice to see the young Jalen Walker up there. Devin Lloyd is going to have 9. And leading in sacks is going to be our defensive tackle, but then Jalen Walker's behind him with 8.5, and then Marshawn Nealon with 6.5. Interceptions, it's going to be Nakobe Dean, Malik Hooker with 2, Deron Bland and Trayvon Diggs with 2. Devin Lloyd and Demario Overshown both get 1. Let's go and see how the playoffs work for us. And we beat the Packers in the first round 24-21. Then we faced the Los Angeles Rams. We're going to beat them 28-20 in the second round. But then, I've never seen this before in all my years of playing Madden. 73-0. We get shut out by the Minnesota Vikings. I don't know what the hell happened there, but a 73-0, that's got to be one of the worst games played in recent NFL history. We gained only 68 yards offensively. I don't know what happened. We had 3 turnovers. So, yeah, I have absolutely no clue. J.J. McCarthy dropped it in for us. He had a rating of 143.7 and 279 passing yards, 6 passing touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Dak Prescott had 14 passing yards and 0 interceptions, but also 0 touchdowns. Don't really know where these turnovers are coming from. I have absolutely no clue. Jordan Mason is going to have 187 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Aaron Jones is going to have 1 rushing touchdown. I don't even see Bijan Robinson up there. He must have got hurt or something. Ty Felton for the Minnesota Vikings is going to have 3 receiving touchdowns. They're not even, like, most of our starters aren't even playing, which I don't even understand. Maybe that's a glitch or something. I really hope it's not a glitch, but it looks like EA just took some of our offensive starters and didn't play them for some reason, even though there is no current injuries, I believe, on the team. So don't really quite understand that. But anyway, on to free agency we go. We're going to get Garrett Wilson. Now our receiving group is not weak at all, but now we probably have the best receiving room in the league. I mean, you got to think, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, and Garrett Wilson all together. That is absolutely scary. Then we got Elton Jenkins, one of the best centers in the league still. He is 31 years old, but still pretty good. Kayvon Thibodeau, right edge rusher, 81 overall. And then we got Jason Sanders, B.J. Hill, Roddy Hickman, and Blake Ferguson. And in the draft, this can be auto-generated, obviously, since we can't predict 2 years down the road. We're going to draft a 74 overall center, and then we're going to get a 75 overall left guard, his name is Jesse Manuel. And then we're going to get a defensive tackle, who's a 62 overall, 65 overall, 65 overall, and free safety, and defensive tackle. Left edge rusher is going to be a 67 overall. It's kind of a diamond in the rough right there, 6th-round pick. 67 overall, and then we're going to get Miguel Ortiz. All right, and the next year in the rebuild, we are going to be making a Super Bowl appearance. But before we go on and do that, I want to show you guys our path to the Super Bowl. So, we are the first seed. We are going to be facing the Washington Commanders in the first round. We beat them 31-17. Then in the second round, we face the Carolina Panthers, and we beat them 30-7. And then we're going to be facing the Tennessee Titans in the Super Bowl, and it looks like they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New England Patriots. They are the first seed as well. Let's go ahead and get into the Super Bowl. We only go in for presentation purposes only. We are not playing the game since it is not a gameplay franchise. But I'm super eager to see if there are any changes in the presentation, because this is my first time being in a Madden 26 franchise since the game has dropped and seeing the Super Bowl presentation. To be honest, it doesn't look a whole lot different. It actually looks very, very similar to Madden 25, which I'm kind of disappointed. I wish they would change it up at least a little bit. But there's Dak Prescott leading his offensive line out of the tunnel. And then the Tennessee Titans. The young Cam Ward must be really good in Madden's eyes. Like I said, this is a first seed of the AFC. We had an overall record of 14-3. They had an overall record of 13-4. So pretty even matchup. We're going to be the first ones on the board, though. 7 points for us and 3 for the Titans. Now it's going to be 10-6. And we're down to the fourth quarter. We're going to be in the 2-minute warning of the fourth quarter. It's going to be 13-6 now. And it's a low-scoring Super Bowl. But the Dallas Cowboys are finally going to win one. They've been in a serious Super Bowl drought since 1996, and the Dallas Cowboys finally get it done. Dak Prescott proved he is able to win a Super Bowl. Bijan Robinson, with his young, explosive talent, wins a Super Bowl. CeeDee Lamb, one of the best receivers in the game, get a Super Bowl. We got Garrett Wilson. Just a pretty stacked roster, to be honest. I mean, pretty impressive to see. I don't really know if this will translate into real life, if they made these changes, because Micah Parsons is a huge blow if they do end up trading him in real life. But anyway, they are bringing the Super Bowl to Dallas. As you see, jumping up and down, the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, is finally winning the Super Bowl, and they're handing it to the head coach right there. All right, you see Elton Jenkins jumping up and down too. Yeah, he's a pretty solid player that we got. They don't even tell you the Super Bowl MVP in the presentation. But anyway, looks like Dak Prescott got a touchdown. Let's go to check the Super Bowl stats before we go ahead and get off this page really quick. The young Cam Ward, I'm shocked he even made a Super Bowl appearance this young. But Dak Prescott is going to have 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 148 yards. Not a crazy game for Dak Prescott at all. Definitely kind of mid, but it was a low-scoring game, so this was definitely the battle of the defenses. Cam Ward did not get any passing touchdowns or interceptions. Tajay Spears is going to get 52 yards. Bijan Robinson didn't even do anything crazy, 13 attempts for 40 yards. And it looks like the leading receiver for the Titans, it's Eric Illuminor with 29 yards. Oh, and Cameron Dake, who is going to have 58 yards. And then Deron Bland apparently is catching passes for us. I think EA is really messing up here. Like I said, I'm not messing with the depth chart at all. Like, CeeDee Lamb only got 1 reception, 9 yards. I didn't mess with the depth chart at all, guys, so I have absolutely no clue. Joe Milton got a touchdown for us with 2 receptions and 28 yards. That's our backup quarterback. Again, I don't know why Garrett Wilson, and it looks like Garrett Wilson's on the defensive side of the ball. I don't know if they're messing up the names on EA or if this is just an app or just a depth chart problem. It is a little bit annoying, but I mean, we still got a Super Bowl, so I can't complain too much. But I do realize this is the first week of the Madden 26 release, so hopefully they fix this. But anyway, in the 2027 season, let's take a look at the recap. The Dallas Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl 13-6 against the Tennessee Titans. The Super Bowl MVP is going to be Joe Milton of all people. He did get 2 catches and a touchdown, so I guess that was worthy of a Super Bowl MVP. That regular season NFL MVP is going to be Joe Burrow. Coach of the Year, Brian Callahan, the Titans head coach. Let's go and look at the 2026 season. It was the Titans versus the Vikings, so that would have been Cam Ward's 2nd year, and he made a Super Bowl appearance. In his 3rd year, he made a Super Bowl appearance as well. Super Bowl MVP is going to be J.J. McCarthy as the Vikings take home that Super Bowl. And the NFL MVP is going to be Joe Burrow, and Brian Callahan is going to be the coach of the year again. Brian Callahan's going to be the coach of the year again, and apparently the Titans have made 3 straight Super Bowl appearances since Cam Ward's been in the league, and they won it his rookie year. Pretty insane stuff. I guess Madden really thinks Cam Ward's going to be really good as they beat the Detroit Lions 20-17, and we all know what happened in 2024. That is around the end of the video. Make sure you guys go and leave a like and subscribe. If you guys enjoy Madden rebuilds or just NFL content in general, we post both on the channel, so I highly recommend you subscribe and turn those post notifications on. If you guys are looking forward to new Madden 26 content, we'll be posting that along the way. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.